Hey folks, BlackCross here, and welcome to another discussion video. This one regarding the small Square Enix live event that they did. And by small, it wasn't really that good. So, as of Tuesday, January 31st, there was supposed to be a big live event regarding all sorts of information that they were going to hand to us about the Final Fantasy franchise because it was their 30th anniversary. And while that is a big deal, guess what else happened on that day? It was also the 20th anniversary for Final Fantasy VII. Oh god, I'm old. Oh shit, I'm old. But despite all that, there wasn't really that much information that was handed to us. In fact, the majority of it was mostly merchandise stuff that was only going to be exclusive to Japan. Again, we get none of the cool stuff. But most of it was mostly like wine or cakes, or even for that matter, like certain fashion sense that was going on and stuff like that. Basically, Final Fantasy is making a big hit over in Japan. Nothing major here in the States, but I want more game information. We did, however, but it wasn't really big news. So, if you are looking for Final Fantasy information, this is going to be something that you're probably wanting to hear. Whereas some information, such as rumors and stuff like that, some of it was unconfirmed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the confirmed stuff, and then I'll talk about the unconfirmed yet. Hopefully that little area will come back up, hopefully. I'm hoping. I'm petting it. I'm treating it like a child. I'm saying, don't worry. Your time will come. Your time will come. It's coming. I'm hoping. Maybe it won't be too expensive. I hope. Oh shit. Okay, so the big important information regarding Final Fantasy 15 DLC. There are 2 to 3 new DLC that's going to be released as of this year. The first one being a superhero pack. You ready to see the image? The main heroes, known as Noctis, Gladio, Prompto, and Ignis, are basically going to be getting a Power Ranger armor look-alike type thing. For some odd reason, I don't know why it's there. I would have liked a better selection of like outfits, like a better selection, like actual different clothing or something like that. As instead is mostly stupid stuff. I'm not saying it's bad stupid stuff, but it's stupid stuff that I would have liked else, if you get what I'm saying. But while that might be just a small portion of a DLC update, there is, however, 2 major ones that a lot of us have been waiting for. The first one being the Gladio DLC. Episode Gladio is confirmed to be released as of March 28th. And he's going to be joined up with Core in that DLC. What they're going to be doing, Square Enix hasn't really revealed any major event, but I've heard rumors regarding a particular cameo character that reoccurs every Final Fantasy game. So, I'm interested to see that part. Now, of course, there is another episode that they have confirmed, not an actual date, but they did say a month, though, so maybe the date will be announced shortly afterwards. So that particular month being of June. So Prompto episode will be released of June. When? I don't know. It has not been confirmed yet, but they did say sometime in June. So in other words, the month of April, we got the Gladio episode. And then, let's see, March, April, May. 3 months later, we get the Prompto episode. So that should be interesting, actually. Another big video game information that they have revealed is that of Final Fantasy XII. Yes, they finally talked about it. Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. They finally confirmed a release date for that game. And that date being July 13th. So prepare to mark your calendars if you were really excited for Final Fantasy XII. I am a little bit, but not as much as like some other information that I wanted to hear, which we never really got. But yeah, Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age has been confirmed for July 13th. So, That part we finally know, because for the longest time, they really didn't give us a confirmation date. They only gave us the year, but not an actual date, much less a month. But we do have confirmation, and that's good enough for me, in my opinion. However, though, unlike most of us, this particular information regarding Final Fantasy VII Remake. Originally, the rumor was said that it was going to be released within the first quarter of the year. However, Square Enix came out for the event to say there is no major release date for Final Fantasy VII Remake yet, but they did give us something. A nice little picture. Oh my gosh, really guys? You couldn't at least give us like a hint? Would it be released 2017? Is it 2017 possible? Apparently not. We don't even know. We don't even know how progression is going with that one. As far as we know, it's just, oh, it's coming. It's coming. We can't tell you when, but it's coming. Oh my gosh. You wasted a perfect opportunity to reveal something about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and you let us down. They did, however, provide a relatively cool-looking picture regarding Kingdom Hearts 3 in the pose of Final Fantasy VII regarding their 20th anniversary, which, it's not too awful bad. Would have liked to actually see something better, but it's Kingdom Hearts 3 with style of Final Fantasy VII. I think I can live with that, personally. I don't know. Now, while this information isn't really major for me, because I don't have the copy yet, but for people who actually owns it and are playing it right now, you might be interested to hear this news regarding Final Fantasy XIV, and that is the confirmation release for Stormblood being that of June 20th. So, it's got a new update going on, being that of June 20th, so if you have Final Fantasy XIV, then that's great. If not, then, well, that information was probably useless to you, as much as it was to me, but I was actually thinking about picking that up sometime, but at the moment right now, I can't. There wasn't really that much tremendous news, but the problem was that there was a particular rumor, actually two rumors recently. The first rumor regarding the Final Fantasy 1 through 9 collection, and a possible rumor for a Final Fantasy 13 trilogy. And originally that was going to be talked about during the event. Nothing about either of those two was ever brought up. No 1 through 9 collection set, no Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Like I said, I was actually hoping that they would actually say something regarding this, because from what the rumor basically stated, it stated that they were considering making Final Fantasy 1 through 9 available on a single disc for you to play. And originally it was just for the PS4, but I figured they might have come out of the woodwork and actually confirmed that, hey, it's going to be for PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, as well as Xbox One. And I thought, okay, this is great. That means everybody's going to have all the classics. That's great, but nothing new. In fact, it wasn't even to be confirmed as an actual event. In fact, they didn't even brush up on that talk. They didn't even go on to say, no, that information is completely false. They didn't say anything regarding they're actually assisting. They just basically just talked about the event and everything like that, and they never brushed up on the ideal that, hey, we are considering it, but we don't know when we're going to do it. Much less if there was a digital port of it. And this is coming from somebody who don't download games much. At all. Kind of sad, really. Now, of course, there was a recent news update that was given to us. And by given to us, it was a rumor statement, being that of a brand new Final Fantasy game. Now, I'm going to show you a brief image of what this new game is going to be. If you want more details, I will release a trailer of that particular thing. They're calling it Final Fantasy, but the problem is, I look at it and I don't see Final Fantasy. I see something else. In fact, I don't see anything that looks Final Fantasy. The only thing that might be Final Fantasy related is like the crystal itself, but after that, nothing else. It doesn't really pique my interest. It doesn't even have the same hype interest as like what 15 did whenever it was considered versus 13. So at the time, versus 13 trailer was actually pretty good. This one, however, didn't really pique my interest that much. So again, they were going to talk about that particular thing. Again, never got mentioned. So that's why I say the so-called live event was a very tiny one. It was very lackluster. But we did get some video game information out of it. So I guess I can't complain too much. But at the same time, there are some things that I would have liked to have heard. For example, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Is it going to be released for Final Fantasy? Is it going to be released on the year of the 30th anniversary? Much less the 20th year anniversary. They could have easily done that. They could have easily released it for the 20th anniversary. They didn't, though. Nothing. No news. No news whatsoever. And then, of course, however, we did get some information regarding Final Fantasy 15 DLC, Final Fantasy 12, Zodiac Age, release date, and then, of course, Final Fantasy 14 new update being Stormblood. So, I guess that's good enough, I suppose, for now. Until they actually do confirm shit. I don't know. Anyway, though, that's it for this discussion. If you were interested in anything that the rumors were being blazed about and everything like that, by all means, do talk about it in the discussion below. Again, my biggest thing that I was wondering about was actually the collection set that was rumored, but nothing was mentioned at all. Which is a shame, because I would have actually purchased the 1 through 9 collection set. That would have been pretty damn awesome in my opinion. But I'll see you in the next video. This is BlackCross signing off. Take care, guys.